All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Well, the Wicked Witch Amaga is busy forming the next policy of the administration. There's a special place in hell for Laura Loomer, that's for sure. Right. Gotta be the rich Jews that are paying her. The Ben-Gvir type, the ultra right wing. Right. Yeah, they may even be paying the administration at this point. I mean, somebody's pushing this Laura Loomer thing. Right? It just fuels rumors of sexual favors and stuff like that between Trump and her. I mean, it's a mess. What you're doing is you're planning something. And you're planning some last minute changes, but that's not going to work because you're in office. You're going to make some deal in the Middle East and you're going to get all the Detroit vote. That's in your heads. You have a guy that ran on the platform that he was going to end stock trading for Congress people. And he has the second highest number of trades of anybody in Congress right now. For that, I guess the period of this Congress. And he actually did some of the trades related to some of the decisions he's made as far as what he voted on in the House. You're falling apart. See, when you got elected, Laura Loomer was not your advisor. You're pissing people off where there's going to be no return. You're making the same mistakes that Biden made. And quite frankly, you made the first administration. Well, if Stephen Miller told you to do it, I'd check to see if Ben-Gvir and his buddies are paying him some money on the side. I agree. Thanks, Larry. Well, because you're not going to recover from that one. What you were actually doing with the Gazans, right, and bringing those kids to the hospital, that would have been like a perfect, publicity campaign, right, for the people in Detroit. I'm sure when they saw that, they thought, well, maybe the administration is okay. Maybe we voted for the right guy. So you just crashed everything. And then you're going to try to move all the Gazans out. Just like this peace thing you're doing. The Europeans have already told you no. Right. It's like you're just going to sit there and spin your wheels. And then like a year from now, we're going, Abrego Garcia. Everyone's going to be like so fucking sick of it. Some small-time hood. And you spent the last 6 months arguing in every court in the world over it. Meanwhile, somebody paid you $10 million to get a citizenship gold card that's related to narcotics distribution at a higher level. I guarantee it. I guarantee you're being set up at every front because you're money grubbers. So what's going to happen? You're going to do this for 4 years, and then everybody's going to come back into the country because you're self-centered money grubbers, and you listen to Laura Loomer, the advisor. You don't have to listen to her if you're afraid of her reach. I believe her reach is something corrupt like foreign intelligence. So does Large March. But I'll tell you right now, you could put her out in a second, and she'd be a nobody. Just hire the people that you hire to go after me and the others. Right. Yeah. So I'm just going to bring this part up too. I have an ironclad alibi The night Luna was killed, the day the money was stolen. Who are you in relation to those that have no alibi? There are multimillionaires out there that have no alibi. And they weren't multimillionaires when John was killed. So most likely you're related to the people that murdered John Luna, or you are the people that murdered John Luna. We might want to look to see if there's any LDS cases going on in Baltimore when he was killed, right? At this point. That's another thing to look at. How does the LDS fare in court? Right. Do you have witnesses mysteriously withdrawing or disappearing, maybe? How about police officers? What happens when they investigate the LDS? How about the police officers around them when they investigate the LDS? Do they all of a sudden have a big boon in life, and then the cop that's investigating loses a job or loses his life or our life? Probably true about the Yogi Bush and Sikhs. Just because they were outed didn't mean they actually investigated what the CIA was doing, making them super people. Right. Right, George Tenet? Mr. Disgrace to the country, all of you? The New World Order was the Russians and the Chinese propping up certain pieces of shit. They put money grubbers in there, and they were able to, become the biggest people in the world because the money grubbers. Just like, same things happened in Europe with the Muslims, right? You put the money grubbers in, and then they don't give a shit. If I says, do we have money grubbers in now? I know Steve Miller's probably a money grubber. Laura Loom is a money grubber. Never enough money for them kind of people. Does the LDS have an alibi? Does Yogi Bush and Sikhs have an alibi in the life of Jonathan Luna? Again, if I'd have been Jonathan Luna, if I'd have done what they wanted me to do, they wouldn't have an alibi in my life. You all don't have an alibi in my life. No, we're attacking everybody. We noticed something. You didn't notice anything. You're a piece of shit, all of you. The drug lords, the sex traffickers, because that's who you're protecting, and you know you're protecting them. And in your mind, there's a case system. Those people deserve to be drug addicts, and the Lord has blessed us because we're holy. That's what they are, man. That's who they all are. Hate to tell you, Christianity doesn't even exist. Never intended to be Christian. There's nobody named Jesus. There's a man named Yeshua ben David. He was a rabbi. And a Ben Elohim. Christianity is a Ponzi scheme. But there are Ponzi participants who make money off it also. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme ever hatched in the world. Biggest Ponzi scheme. And now they're extortionists. They got away with Ponzi so long, now they're extortionists. They shut these people down in New Jersey. They're not allowed to operate anymore. God will shut them down here. Just give it time. It'll probably be after I leave, but God will shut you down some way. Oh, you made your money. Hee, bigger house, bigger car. God's blessing us for stopping the sinners. President us for stopping the sinners. You're worse than the clanging brass, all of you. You're babbling idiots. With a criminal secret society the same as the mafia. What you're preaching tells your victims in your church just to accept that you're fucking them. If they didn't want to hear the word fuck, then you shouldn't have triggered the criminal investigator within me. You're okay, you're okay. The chief of the police here said we're okay. We had word that the sheriff said we're okay. Keep going, we're protecting the community. You'll be together in hell, and you'll hear that again. Every conversation you had on this planet, in your devil hordes, in your fake societies, will be heard again in hell. But we have money. God is blessing us. Everything that is happening is ordained by God, and we're rich because of God. He's poor because he's a sinner. Right, President Oates? He's a sinner. They're supremacists, man. Every one of these crazy societies, from the Garmett's courthouse to the LDS here, are all supremacists that believe everybody else deserves to suffer. And it's a description of the devil. It's a description of Satan, Satan's self. They're anti-prophets. That's what's in that church. Anti-prophets. They power Satan's schemes. So you see, the Jewish prayers actually speak about all of you and what you attempt to do to Jews in every case scenario. So, although Israel could have handled it better, they don't want you praying for their dead because you're devils and criminals and organized crime members. It's a fraud. The LDS is a Ponzi scheme fraud. There's people in there that are, just there so they don't harm them. Oh, don't harm us! We'll stay in your church and pay your tithe! Don't harm us! Okay, I'll give you 20. I'll even give you 30%. Stay away! God will take you so far down in hell, each and every one of you, you won't even recognize it as hell. You'll say, what is this? No wonder they don't preach real. They're criminals, man, and devils. They're like, oh, hey, everyone, we're working on ourselves. We'll be sinless one day, just like Janice. Some Roman emperor scheme. Money, give us money, and you'll be okay. Give us money. You must tithe. You just seen it when you're like, get me ready for baptize. You have to pay all the tithe, and things will get better if you pay the tithe. So they looked at my tithe and go, that's not enough. Well, we have his tax return here. He can pay more tithe. Send the troops after him. Send the whoredom women. But let them put their pussy on him. He's a sinner. They're wacko like the Inquisition, man. They're all wackos like the Inquisition. Sinner, you feel the woman that's putting her pussy spell on you. No, you deserve to be talked to like that, all of you. You need to be talked to, all of you, like that. Oh, your woman, we'll make sure she doesn't do it again. Right. The common traps, man. Oh, but we got money! So we're somebody! Like Loomer! You all just, I don't even think you can get the Michigan vote back now, right? Quite frankly, I don't want to be outside here. I'll be outside in a little bit when I go to my new state. And of course, I have to be outside here to move my stuff. Right? They're getting paid. Oh, you keep it inside. Here's money for keeping you inside. It's your devil's fed. I have to power up to get out of here, so I'll stay inside for a while and keep your evil eyes away from me. So I go, they got them in the gym too. Gotta wonder if they're LDS, right? Send the young girls, missionaries, to work in the gym. Have them put their pussy on more. I mean, this is what they're doing, man. No matter who they tell you they are, no matter what they tell you they're doing, that's what they're doing. So they put the pussy on the man in a heterosexual outreach. Right? Then they bring little girls, gay men, transgenders, transsexuals, whatever you call them. Right? Regular. First, you got to get the man turned on in a heterosexual situation. So they isolate the man, they stress him out, he wants to reach out and feel somebody because, they're not letting him talk to anybody. Had their way, I'd walk through their church masturbating, and so they could, trying to beat people up at the same time so they could shoot me with my penis in my hand. They're sick. They'll go to hell faster than anybody else on the planet. I wonder if they did it before. I guarantee that they're hiding the police reports nowadays. They don't want it in the news because I can read it. And I've shown other people how to read it. Jonathan Luna's girlfriend is the most likely person to have killed Jonathan Luna. And she was with the FBI. I'll tell you that. She's a lunatic. Agreed. And she's a multimillionaire, most likely. And she's related to the people I speak about, like Elon Musk, Ellerson, and that crowd of people. Not necessarily those two people, but that crowd of people. No, I said that way before I knew that she was affiliated with them at a certain point. Okay. But again, FBI agents were affiliated with the tech industry right from the beginning. Right. So that's mid-90s. So even before Jonathan was killed. And, she's not the only one. So of course, the FBI would say it's suicide, right? Because it's suicide if they don't, right? Right. Like the LDS, Jonathan Luna was a sinner. 100%, the most likely person to have murdered Jonathan Luna, if he was murdered, was his mistress. Oh, we don't see mistress in the report. Why isn't that here? I'm sure she's killed other men too. If you had interviewed the CSOs that passed on, they'd have had some things to tell you. Right. They thought I was going to take it to the investigators. I told them, nope, you call the investigators, you got something to say. No hearsay here. Right. Wicked schemes. Isn't that in the prayer there? We agree, man. I believe the techies killed law enforcement and killed those and put those in power. But again, CIA is part of creating the techie world. Right? They wanted it in. When they saw the money, of course CIA wants it. So when the FBI agent came to investigate Ames, they were all freaked out. You know why, right? They killed people. Right. I mean, it's like, what are you telling yourself for, CIA officer, in this book here? We're all freaked out. We don't like FBI. Like, wait a minute. It's just like the LDS Church, the Boston said. They didn't like U.S. Marshal guy there. They're freaked out. This guy's a cop. Whether they knew I was or not, they felt it. I'm like, why are they acting? They're all hinked out. What's going on? Right. Oh, man, a member of the 70, though. I'm very respected. Got money, big house. I'm from another country, an immigrant. Actually, I run an organization of immigrants. All right. That's how I became one of the 70. I delivered those people. Literally. So these are good microphones for, I guess they were $7 a piece or something at the end. So what happened is, because of my mind, I must have connected to the thing, and I say I'm part of it, but to the company, I bought these other microphones, so again, I bought Shields, these furry Shields windscreens, because I lost that one. So I bought like 4 or 5 from China, actually, from the manufacturer. And it came in a relatively decent period of time. But, so they cursed me and cursed that purchase. So now I don't need it because I am now using an external microphone. So as soon as I bought those, all of a sudden I used external microphones. So it's a byproduct of their curse, and their curse doesn't always go in the right direction. For them, that is. Right. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, because I at a certain point I went to my lavalier microphone that I had, and it sounds a little better. So the guy online that goes, because these are only a $20 increase in the price of this thing, they're only $10 microphones. Well, I went and looked to see what it would cost to buy one. This is also after I purchased the thing without the lavaliers. And it's $20 a piece. So for 2 microphones, it would have been $40, but they're giving it to you for $20. It's because you're buying it as part of a set. So that guy was wrong. Probably works for the deep state, reviews things for the deep state as an influencer. So then the thing breaks. So I'm looking, and to I'm going to say I'm going to reorder, but I'm going to get another one, replace it, but I'm going to get a reorder with the lavalier because this is my opportunity to see how they were. And I think the company's mind was in the middle of it because they got bad publicity on their mics. But at that point, the one with the lavalier, because what the deep state does is, it's either, Satan's stance or they're actually physically manipulating the prices. After I buy something, they drop the price. It's kind of like a psychological game with your mind. You bought it the wrong time, now it's not them. Right. Gives them something to project at their victim. But now it was cheaper to buy the one with the lavalier, even cheaper than I bought without the lavalier. So I saved not much, like $9, but I got the 2 lavaliers. So essentially I got the 2 lavaliers for free and actually saved $9. But they're definitely good, decent microphones. I think, I'm going to give it time, but I think it's actually a better microphone than the Rode microphones that cost $80, $90 or something like that. I don't know what it is. I fell for it for a while. Because you get the right, again, you don't know which Chinese mic is better. You have to find them. But at this point, they may all be better. I don't know. I've never had luck with Rode mics. But as far as their lavaliers, right? I don't find them to be worth that price. But there's the lavalier too. I had that one. This thing's $95. I guarantee the quality is similar to my cheaper mic. Now this one's probably better than their lavalier too. Well, there's investigators that have already spoken into my mind, and they've said, it's just an inference, that there are missing people and bodies around the LDS Church. There's also rape allegations, right? Where they paint the person in the family just, like they're going to paint me disgruntled, right? So it was a big insight when the extortion picked up, right? Whatever they wanted, I can't tell you for sure. I wasn't going to run the gambit. Obviously, I was going to be sexualized. Obviously, it was going to include children. No, it's not. See, what they say is the sexualization's in him. We're not doing anything. We're just presenting ourselves. They're devils. They're casting spells, and they're working off of psyops that existed before that were sexualization psyops. Again, I threw them off by moving in directions they thought I was moving when I wasn't. Right. That was the only way to figure out what they wanted. But I'm not going to do that this time. I got to move and all that. And I got things to do. And I don't want to be around evil eyes at 61 years old, projecting their pussies on my head. Damn nasty bitches. That's what a whoredom is. They are like when they speak about Jezebel and her whoredom, it's magic. It's evil magic. Right? It's witchcraft. Witchcraft and women projecting sexuality. And again, there can be no peace. So the Lord will. Again, I don't act out physically, but the Lord will. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all you do. Praise God.